What's up, everyone? It's Dave with K-Dubb Productions. I hope everyone's having a great New Year so far. Kind of the end of January, and one of my goals this year, I'm going to go on a little rant. I'm going to tell you guys a story today, but one of my goals this year is to promote myself and build my subscribers and followers, all that good stuff. And if you look at my stats right now, as of today is January 30th, 2020, it's pretty pathetic. I mean, I've got a couple hundred followers on, the social media. I've got like a couple dozen on YouTube here, right? And I'm not hurt by it. I know it's a process. I also know I'm jumping into all this stuff late. But do you know what I do? I do this every day. I have a long commute. I do this every day. I go on YouTube. I put my phone, I put it up on the dashboard. I put on YouTube, and, because the algorithm knows what I want to watch, pulls up the stuff I want to watch, and every morning in the evening I'm watching tutorials and guides and how-tos on using social media to build your brand and build your business and build your following and promote your music and everything in that spectrum, right? And I appreciate all the info that's out there. There's a lot of really good info. So I'm going to back up and just tell you a quick little story. I think this was 2017. I was really starting to try to build my business. I know it's been 3 years and I've only got, it's okay. I'm happy with where I'm at, Yeah, I would like more, but I don't even know if I'm ready for more. That's a total, that's a whole other conversation. You have to know that about yourself, or you can't go after something you're not ready for. Anyway, I was trying to build my stuff. I was trying to make all these profiles, and I'd made a Yelp account, a Yelp for Business, set everything up, because people had asked me. I was just starting out, and people were asking me, hey, do you have a place where we can leave a review? And then I had some Fiverr or SoundBetter, some of these free things that weren't really business driven, Anyway, so I said, yeah, not yet. And then when I did finally get Yelp set up, I said, hey, everyone, I've got my Yelp. If you still want to leave a review, go ahead and do so. After a couple weeks or whatever, I had, a handful of reviews, nice reviews, good reviews, 5 stars, and I, appreciated it. And so I did kind of solicit it, but it wasn't like I incentivized it. I didn't, pay anybody to do it or, offer them a free service or anything like that. That wasn't the intent. The intent was to kind of go back and let them know, hey, I've got it set up. So, shortly after that, I noticed that some reviews were gone. Right after they wrote them, they disappeared. And I got an email from Yelp, or maybe I contacted Yelp, and then they told me, and I didn't have a chance to pull up the email or anything, but I remember this was before I was really into all of this stuff, right? I remember that they told me they have an algorithm that determines if it's supposed to determine if reviews are solicited or incentivized, and it automatically removes them, right, to be quote-unquote fair. And, I didn't think I was upset, and I'm really upset now, and that's a whole other thing I'm going to have to do about Yelp and their business marketing division, or whatever that is. But the point is, they told me that their algorithm automatically does this, right? It's out of their control. They told me it's out of their control. Once their algorithm determines stuff, that's pretty much the end of that. And I didn't think a lot about it other than, there goes those reviews. Maybe I'll get some more. But I did not, for other reasons. So, okay, let's fast forward to the whole frickin' point of this. The whole point of this is I have been watching these uh, marketing videos and how to build your this and that and this and that, right, on the social platforms and everything. I've been watching this stuff for well over a year now. A lot of videos, hundreds of videos I have watched, and I'm not kidding when I say that. I've watched a lot of videos, and over again, we hear that the algorithm determines your fate. It determines whether you're going to be successful or not, whether people are going to see your content or hear your stuff or not. And all of these rules that we have to abide by. You have to do this, you got to do that, thou shalt not, da 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 da. And you see where I'm going with this, right? And it's not like yeah, it feels like, yeah, it's kind of this, it's almost like a cult or religion, like this thing that you kind of conform to do something that's outside of normal social stuff, right? I don't even know if that's the right way to say it, but when you really like pull back, right, and you look at like the examples of like the Matrix, right, especially at the very end of like the third one. I don't know if you've seen it. They've got a new one coming out, so good time to kind of revisit them and get familiar with it. But really interesting concept that there is this program that is governing things, right? It is an algorithm, and it just feels like a lot more probable than far-fetched. Do you know what I mean? So I guess that's the basic question. Is God an algorithm? Or is the algorithm what we consider God? Meaning, maybe not this algorithm, but if you can see the trend, right? I'm not just talking about right in this moment, but I'm thinking like as this whole thing progresses, as we, all of us that are, I mean, you're sitting here watching this, I'm watching stuff, I'm consuming social media, I'm creating social media of some sort, or media in general that I'm trying to share socially, okay? We depend on this, all of them, on these algorithms, and the algorithms are evolving and they govern everything that we do. And I don't see a lot of difference in what, you know, people believe to be God, and following those rules and finding their peace or their happiness doing that, making the connections, versus these social platforms and the algorithms that govern that society, right? And what's considered like normal and good, and it doesn't, I don't see a lot of difference in it. And so that's kind of my point. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I just want to kind of put it out there and see what people think of it. I don't know. And I think it goes without saying, I'd like you to follow me and like and subscribe all of my stuff. But that's not why I do this. I mean, I want to do it because I do want to reach people, but I'm not an influencer. That's not really my goal. I have a platform. I have my space. I can share stuff, and if people are interested, then by all means, contribute and engage with me. But otherwise, if it doesn't suit you, then it doesn't suit you. And that's that. So thanks for listening, you guys. And I got to think of a way to talk about my whole issue with Yelp. I'll get to that another time. Other than that, happy 2020. Keep working. I'll see you around.